So when we're doing this story problem, we want to think about, like I've been saying, what we already know, what we want to know, and then how we're going to use what we know to help us solve for what we want to know. So it says, it is spring and suddenly everyone wants a yo-yo. The toy store already has 32 yo-yos in stock, but they decide to order 46 more. How many yo-yos will they have in all? So on the previous slides, we talked about how we already know that the store has 32 yo-yos and they want to order more, and we know how many more. They want 46 more. So I always tell my students that we need to think of story problems like a story where there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And this is so important because when we can picture the story in our minds, we can figure out what number should go at the beginning, what number should go in the middle, and what number should go at the end. So the toy store already has 32 yo-yos in stock, so this is going to go in the beginning spot. So I'm going to place the 32 right there. Now we always want to have some space for whether or not we're adding or subtracting, and then we always also want the equal sign. Then it says they decide to order 46 more. So again, that's what we already know. How many yo-yos will they have in all? That's the part we don't know. They want us to figure out how many they will have in all. So we need to always decide, do they want us to figure out the beginning of the story? Do they want us to figure out the middle of the story? Or do they want us to figure out the end of the story? In this problem, they want us to figure out the end of the story. So we're going to put an X there. So again, they start with 32. They decide to order 46 more. And because they order more and they want to know how many yo-yos they will have in all, we can know that this is a plus sign. Then we're going to go ahead and solve this. There are many ways you can solve this. As a second grader, we want to make sure that we are solving it the most efficient way possible. So we're going to start by looking at the ones place and adding 2 plus 6, which equals 8. And then 30 plus 40, which equals 70. So 70 plus 8 equals 78. So then I know my answer, X equals 78. But we want to be able to see, boys and girls, that you understand this part right here, this equation. We want to be able to see that you understand where the X goes and where the numbers go in the equation, and whether or not you are adding or subtracting. So we are going to keep on practicing and figuring out what equation matches the story problem and where does that X go? Where is the number we are trying to figure out? Then we will work on solving it. So we're always going to set it up like we did here with a beginning, middle, and end. Figuring out where the numbers go and figuring out where the X goes based on the story problem and what we are supposed to be figuring out.